Welcome back to PR After Hours. I'm your host, Alex Greenwood, bringing you your weekly cocktail of PR and marketing tips that will help you and your business. Stick around, we'll get started right after these messages. Hello, listeners. It's me, Alex, from PR After Hours. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. And I wanted to talk to you just for a moment about the way I get this show right into your earbuds every week. It's because I use Anchor FM. Now, I've told you previously that I've been podcasting since 2006, back when we used stone knives and bear skins and a couple of Dixie cups and string. Anchor FM has really streamlined this and made it simpler for people who don't know the first thing about setting up a podcast or don't have, time to learn all the pro tools and stuff, because it's all right here. First thing it's important to know is it's free. There are certain tools that will allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. That's huge. Distribution is a big pain in the butt, to be honest with you, so it's really great Anchor FM can do that for you, and you're not paying hosting fees. That adds up every month. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place, so download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started, and be sure to join me in the virtual cocktail lounge on PR After Hours. We get questions every now and then, and this one's exciting because it's actually a voicemail question. So we're going to open the virtual voicemail bag here, and we have a question from Brian in Chicagoland, and let's get to it.
Hi, Alex. So in a tough economic environment, agency and PR and marketing budgets always seem to be the first to get cut at my company. So do you have any strategy or suggestions to help fight back?
Brian, this is kind of the age-old question with PR professionals, marketing too, but to focus more on PR, it seems that, and I've seen this in my career many a time, that PR seems to be one of the first line items that is marked through with red pen when we have an economic downturn or challenging times. And it's exactly the wrong thing to do. Now, before people listening go, oh, well, you're a PR guy, naturally, you don't want your salary cut or your client fees cut. That's true. But the thing to think about with PR is, what is it about? It's about communication, right? And if you cut back on communication during times of crisis, you're going dark during times of crisis. Can you imagine, as a brand during pandemic, COVID-19, let's just say that you're a brand that's, let's just imagine it's CVS. Not that CVS drugstores would be so stupid as to cut PR, I would think, or advertising during a pandemic. But what if they did? What if they didn't really communicate with their stakeholders? What if they didn't tell customers what to expect in their stores? What if they just kind of put up a few signs in the store, but they didn't do anything to reach out to the media to reassure people that, when you go into the pharmacy, these are the precautions they're taking, or if you go to get a flu shot, this is what will happen, or if you pick up your script, or if you just need to get a carton of milk there. There are so many things they can do in an advertisement, but there's so many more things they can do by reaching out in PR methods, such as reaching out to the news media, working with social media. Those sorts of things are hugely important. So you don't want to go dark. What you want to do is to continue to communicate with your stakeholders with empathy and creativity. And that is where PR comes in. Now, as far as strategies to prevent this, besides, telling management or telling clients, look, you go dark on PR or leave PR up to, a staffer who doesn't have experience in it and has 3 other things on their plate, that may be a recipe for disaster. So one of the things you can do ahead of time to prevent this is just to very carefully measure and being able to show over time what cutting marketing and PR budgets will do to your bottom line, to your stakeholder relations, etc. There are lots and lots of ways to look at this, and I'm going to do some digging, Brian, just for you, and I'll put a couple of links in the show notes that might be beneficial. I really appreciate your question. Thank you so much for that. And if you have a question like Brian, it's easy. You can get out your smartphone and record a question on your voice recorder app and email it to me at team, at alexgpr.com, or you can go through the Anchor FM app. It's really easy. Go through the app and ask the question, and bing, it's right there for me, and I will do my best to answer your questions here for the voicemail bag. Oh, you know what that means? Looks like it's last call here at your virtual lounge for PR news, views, and interviews. Don't forget, you can ask me a question anytime. You can do it through our Twitter account, which is @HoursPR, or even better, you can send me a message vocally. I would love to hear your voice, and I'll answer it on the show. There's a link in the show notes. All you have to do is sign up through Anchor FM. It's free, doesn't take long. And you record your message, I get the message, I will play your audio, just give me your first name and the city you live in, and then I will answer the question to the best of my ability right here on the show. Don't forget to, if you're enjoying this podcast, you can support it and help increase the frequency and value of the show. Just consider being a sponsor for your brand or your agency or just yourself because you're like, I like this show. Or just drop a few coins in the virtual tip jar. Either way, there's links in the show notes. Please check that out. All of that, of course, being in the show notes where you're listening right now or at prafterhours.com. I see that they're turning up the lights. Last call is over, and I've got to clean up this virtual lounge. And until next time, I'm Alex Greenwood, and you've been listening to PR After Hours on Anchor FM. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But have you been there, done that, and got the t-shirt? Now's your chance. If you are a big fan of the virtual lounge right here at PR After Hours, why don't you tell the world and take our spiffy logo and plaster it across your chest for the whole world to see? Well, for the whole world to see on Zoom or whenever you do finally get out of your house. The PR After Hours tee shows that you're an exclusive member of the virtual lounge. It's a cool, comfortable, ring-spun, soft cotton tee. We look for the best possible options we could go for in these t-shirts, and it's in a variety of colors. You can get them in dark heather gray, royal blue, storm, maroon, or good old-fashioned white. These are really comfortable shirts. We offer a premium unisex tee from extra small all the way to 4XL, and a women's slim fit tee, which goes from small to 2XL. They are a hoot, they look cool, and besides, they'll do what we love to do most here at PR After Hours, start a conversation. The PR After Hours t-shirt is available now on Bonfire. The link is in the show notes, and I hope you'll look into getting one. I not only think they look cool and be great conversation starters, but they'll help us keep the virtual lounge doors open. Thanks so much.